Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some news, so let's get straight to it. The very first thing that I want to tell you guys about, as well as show you, is the final finished product of the Guilherme Bilinski Art Brontosaurus, and the fact that it is currently available to pre-order. And man, this is probably the most beautiful Brontosaurus that has ever existed, and I expected no less when it comes to Guilherme Bilinski, because he has produced some amazing models in the past, quite a few insanely beautiful Jurassic Park style Tyrannosaurus Rex figures, as well as some Land Before Time stuff that I think is incredible as well. But it's cool to see him actually return to a larger model, because he's been kind of focused on some smaller models for quite some time, which were beautiful, but I was really kind of like getting antsy to see something larger from him, as well as the opportunity to actually own something larger from him. This is definitely a model that I'm hoping to place a pre-order for very, very soon, but he really did do a phenomenal job on the sculpt, the paint, everything looks amazing on this. So if you are interested in grabbing yourself this fantastic Brontosaurus from Guilherme Bilinski Art, make sure you check down in the description, as I will include a link to where you can do that, as well as, again, if you do not have Instagram, because that's probably where I would have to link you to, you can contact me and I can contact him for you if you would like to get a pre-order in for this amazing, amazing Brontosaurus. And then when it comes to the beasts of the Mesozoic, we have the full gallery now for the Utahraptor, and I just fall more in love with this with every new image that I see. The color scheme that he has chosen for this Utahraptor is so perfect. It is honestly an insanely realistic looking paint scheme that I think looks completely natural on the species, but at the same time really flashy, really just kind of sucks you in. And of course the sculpt is amazing. Like I had said recently, I would say this is probably my favorite out of every one of the raptors they have released so far, not just because it's a Utahraptor and we have so few, but also that paint job just is, again, about one of the most appealing looking paint jobs I've ever seen on a dinosaur model. So this is, again, a must-have for me for sure. I definitely cannot wait to get my hands on this. Hopefully the pre-order isn't too far off in the future for this one. And then when it comes to Creacher Preacher, he has actually gone ahead and done something that immediately tugs on my heartstrings, but is also quite awesome, because he has created a vintage Carnotaurus. But since Carnotaurus wasn't discovered all that long ago, it's, a dinosaur that never really had its due as far as that kind of vintage interpretation. So he has gone ahead and created himself a Carnotaurus the way that it probably would have appeared in one of those older Doug McClure movies, like, At the Earth's Core or The Land That Time Forgot, stuff like that. And I honestly think he has perfectly portrayed what Carnotaurus would have looked like in one of those films. It is just so insanely cool as far as the sculpt and detail, but just generally the entire idea behind this I absolutely love. And yes, it's yet another interpretation of a Carnotaurus that I absolutely need in my life. And not only that, but he's also gone ahead and created himself the last dinosaur's counterpart, the Triceratops. So not long ago when I had posted that last dinosaur review, I had a few people asking me if he was going to create some of the other creatures that we see in that film. Well, this is definitely evidence of that, as we now have the Triceratops, and he yet again has perfected the appearance of that Triceratops with that kind of goofy elongated look, because it's, I believe, like two guys in a suit and stuff. It just looks so good here from the Creature Preacher version, and this is definitely the companion piece for that T-Rex, no doubt about it. When you're going to display a last dinosaur model, this one here is definitely the way to go with this Triceratops, and I personally am beyond excited about both this and that vintage Carnotaurus. Cannot wait to get both in my collection as soon as possible, and in fact the wait might just kill me. And something that's actually really exciting is the fact that Damtoys is finally returning to their dinosaurs. It's been a little while, as they kind of just went like super silent on their dinosaurs for an extended period of time, and I have reviewed quite a few of their dinosaurs in the past here on the channel, and then they just kind of stopped making them. Well, we now have their return, and as you can obviously tell by the images you've seen so far, we've got a T-Rex. Now the T-Rex doesn't look exactly what I would call accurate, as it looks like it's heavily based on the Jurassic Park version, almost like the actual Rexy from the prologue, because we have those kind of feathers running along the back and stuff, similar to what you see on the T-Rex in the prologue of Jurassic World Dominion. But I really love this. Again, not the most accurate T-Rex, but I think the sculpt is super cool, super unique, and the entire thing is just extremely appealing to me, so this is another model that I would love to get a pre-order in for. I believe it's going up for pre-order very soon if it hasn't already, and once it does, I will definitely let you guys know. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that as of right now, there is a deal going on with Dan's Dinosaurs for the PNSO Tyrannosaurus. If you are interested in grabbing yourself that Tyrannosaurus, now is as good a time as any, because Dan's Dinosaurs is offering up a $6 off discount exclusive to my channel if you use the code Andy at checkout when you grab yourself the Tyrannosaurus from Dan's Dinosaurs. Again, apply the code Andy at checkout and you will save yourself $6 off of your order right now. So no better time than now to grab yourself that incredible Tyrannosaurus, save yourself a few bucks, and make sure you get that order in before the code expires, because it will not last long. I believe it's probably about 48 hours or so roughly from this video's posting before that code will expire. So make sure you head on over to Dan and grab yourself that Tyrannosaurus. I will include a link in the description to where you can do that, so make sure you check that link and grab yourself that beautiful PNSO Tyrannosaurus. There are also a few brand new Iron Studios pre-orders that have gone up as far as these smaller Jurassic Park style figures they've been releasing. We've got a Velociraptor. It's an original Jurassic Park style raptor. Yet again, it looks pretty nice. Again, I'm wondering how nice it'll actually look when it comes to the final product, because Iron Studios is kind of hit or miss when it comes to that, but definitely a figure that I pre-ordered as soon as I saw it. We also have the same exact sculpt, though, with a Velociraptor blue paint job. Now, I am not a fan of this one, and this actually is the first one so far that I did not pre-order, because I just don't think it looks very good as far as Velociraptor blue goes, and the prototype paint job already doesn't look very good if you ask me. So this is one that I personally did skip. However, there's another one that I definitely did not skip, and that is the Brachiosaurus. And this one here, in my opinion, was a must-have. This is one that I really see them having a hard time messing up when it comes to the paint apps, because they're fairly simple paint apps, and it is a pretty nice looking sculpt. So this one I pre-ordered immediately as soon as I saw it, just like with the Velociraptor. But if you are interested in getting your pre-order in, and I suggest doing it right away, because they seem to be selling out pretty quickly nowadays as far as these Iron Studios releases go, I will include links in the description yet again to all three of these models on Big Bad Toy Store. So make sure you check those links down in the description and grab yourself these models. Again, pre-order them before they sell out. And speaking of amazing pre-orders, a pre-order has just gone up for the Wonders of the Wild series Woolly Mammoth. Yes, we have an alternate Woolly Mammoth now, and the deluxe version actually comes with a baby Woolly Mammoth. This is sculpted by Sean Cooper, who has done the large majority of the Wonders of the Wild series for Star Ace, and again, another phenomenal release from them. This is one that I definitely want to get my hands on. I actually had reviewed a prototype of one of their Woolly Mammoths quite a while back, but I never had the pleasure of getting one into my collection. This one looks to be that entry into my collection, and I love the fact that it includes a baby mammoth as well. So if you are interested in pre-ordering this, and I really recommend you do, because the Wonders of the Wild series has produced some of the most beautiful prehistoric models that I've ever seen, I will include a link in the description to where you can do that, so make sure you check that link and go get that pre-order in before it sells out. And then when it comes to Marco Makes, he has gone ahead and unveiled the fact that he is collaborating with Siret Tech to produce some more minisaurs. I have reviewed the first two waves of minisaurs here on my channel in the past, and they are beautiful. Well, you can now see that we've got a few new species of minisaurs entering the line, and one that is particularly exciting to me is the Carnotaurus. So I already have a Carnotaurus bust that was sculpted by Marco Makes, but this will be the first time I'll have the pleasure of adding a full-bodied version of a Carnotaurus from Marco Makes. But that's not to downplay any of the other figures, as we have some amazing species included outside of that Carnotaurus, and especially when it comes to the likes of the Giganotosaurus, the Dominion version of a Giganotosaurus, because I'm also kind of head over heels in love with that dinosaur currently. And speaking of that dinosaur, there is also going to be a Rubbersaurs version of the Giganotosaurus coming from Marco Makes, and you can see it's probably one of the coolest looking Giganotosaurus figures when it comes to the Dominion version that I've ever seen. I really need to get my hands on this, because again, I'm a huge fan of this Giganotosaurus. I've just fallen in love with it from the moment I saw it. Again, not everybody's a huge fan of it, but I absolutely adore their version of the Giga. And this is honestly like the exact type of Giganotosaurus I would have seen if Kenner was still working on the Jurassic toy line. I would actually dare say Marco's version is actually quite a bit better than even what Kenner would have produced here. But sculpt-wise, phenomenal. Paint-wise, phenomenal. Another must-have, yet again, from Marco Makes, and it seems like this entire video is full of must-haves, which is very exciting because that just means that the dinosaur collecting community is really thriving right now with so many beautiful models and figures coming from everyone. No word quite yet on when the minisaurs or this Rubbersaurs Giga will go up for sale, but once they do, I will definitely let you know. And then Favorite Company has actually unveiled a few new figures, and I believe they are already for sale. First of all, we've got a Therizinosaurus from them, and it looks okay. It's definitely not my favorite figure from Favorite Company, but it looks alright. I'm not a huge fan of the color scheme, but my opinion on that could change once I see the figure in person, if I could ever get my hands on it, because these Favorite Company figures are such a hassle for us in the United States to get a hold of. The prices are usually outrageous on eBay, and there's no good sites to really order from when it comes to these figures without paying an arm and a leg. But we also have a Dilophosaurus, and this one I really want to get in my collection because this looks to be a super cool version of a Dilophosaurus and definitely one of Favorite Company's nicest figures to come along in quite some time. There are quite a few from last year that I still really want to get my hands on, but this one definitely looks awesome, and again is a figure I'm going to have to be searching out and hopefully will be able to get my hands on at some point in the near future. And the pre-orders just keep on coming because according to Rebor, today is the day that we get quite a few pre-orders going live from them, and one of the very first ones that we have here, well actually the first two, would be the Deinosuchus. And the moment that I see these pre-orders going live, these two are instant purchases for me, and as soon as they do go live, if they haven't by the time this video posts, I will include the links in the description to where you can pre-order them, that is for sure, because these two are very, very exciting releases for me because we just don't get very many Deinosuchus models, and we really have never had a Deinosuchus, in my opinion, as nice as these. So definitely pre-ordering both versions because I cannot choose between either one. They're both just so perfect. But on top of the incredible Deinosuchus, we also have a new version of the Smilodon going up for pre-order, as we have the jungle version of the stray cat, and it looks pretty cool. Again, I've already got quite a few of these already in my collection, and I'm actually still considering purchasing that version they released that kind of had like that tiger-like paint scheme. But it's still another fun version of the Smilodon, so definitely something that if you are a fan of those massive Smilodon models from Rebor, it would be another variant worth picking up. So if I can, get the pre-order links by the time this video posts. Make sure you check the links in the description and pre-order yourself some of these really cool figures. And then when it comes to the Jurassic World line, yes, we have tons of pre-orders for that as well today, as pre-orders have just gone live all over Big Bad Toy Store as well as Entertainment Earth. And one of the figures that I actually had seen on Entertainment Earth that I thought was very interesting was a brand new XL Pyroraptor for the Imaginext line. Very strange looking figure, but I thought it was so different and so unique that it was worth mentioning to you guys. I don't always follow the Imaginext line. I do buy some of their stuff once in a while if it's something that looks pretty cool or it's cheap or just generally unique, but this one looks so ridiculous that I had to show it to you guys. Probably would pick this one up if I find it in store. But outside of that, we have some new images of some Mattel figures. Nothing super amazing, but one of which is the 12-inch basic Concavenator, which I think looks pretty fun. And definitely one that I will be picking up. I'm actually a pretty big fan of the 12-inch basics, even though a lot of people don't like them because they're, lacking in articulation and paint application. But I think this looks pretty cool, and I've always been a fan of these figures. I might actually buy two at some point just to repaint one, but very excited about this. And then there's another figure that we have as far as the Sound Surge line. We are getting a Sound Surge Indominus Rex. We do have a Sound Surge T-Rex and Giganotosaurus as well as a Carnotaurus that I've reviewed here on the channel, so I'll definitely be picking up this Indominus Rex as well. It's pretty cool to see an Indominus at a smaller size. The Sound Surge figures usually are quite ugly when it comes to the paintwork, and this one is no exception. The paintwork is pretty horrible on this, but still pretty fun to have an Indominus in this size range, and one that would be fun to repaint, even though it has that horribly ugly articulated jaw going on. I'm not a big fan of that because it just looks rough if you ask me, but still pretty cool and another fun pre-order. So if you are interested in the pre-orders that currently went live, I will include links in the description to Big Bad Toy Store's listings of all of the different pre-orders they have just gone ahead and put up, so you can head down there, get your pre-orders in. There's even Hammond collection stuff that they actually put up for pre-order, like the JP3 male Velociraptor and the Concavenator, and a few other things. I'll list all of them down in the description for you guys to find whichever figures you are interested in and get your pre-orders in. And again, if you are interested in a few of the others like Imaginext, check Entertainment Earth, as they as well have a lot of pre-orders. I'm just more partial to Big Bad Toy Store, more so than Entertainment Earth. I just feel like Entertainment Earth always charges a little bit too much for their figures, a little higher price than they should be. A thank you goes out to Collect Jurassic for this information, but there is also a new Legacy Collection set that has been unveiled. We have a Risky Rescue pack, and as you can see, we've got ourselves a really cool Jeep, a Velociraptor, and Ellie. Now, it's probably not the most exciting release from Mattel, that's for sure, but I actually think it looks pretty fun. It looks like a pretty cool Ellie figure, and I actually like the coloration of the Raptor, kind of sporting almost a Jurassic Park Raptor paint scheme, sort of. And the Jeep looks pretty cool as well, so this is one that I'll definitely be picking up. And we also have a look at a Roarin' Battle pack that will be coming out, a 2-pack featuring a Scorpiovenator and an Iguanodon. And I honestly think that this is the nicest version of the Scorpiovenator yet. I really like the paint scheme that they've given it. Doesn't look like there's too much color on it, and of course it would have been nice to have some leading out into the back of the tail there, but I really do quite like the tones of color on that one. And the Iguanodon as well looks pretty cool. Yet again, same situation where it would have been nice to have that coloration, that darker tone, run out onto the tail, but that one as well definitely looks to be another pretty fun repaint. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.